the truth about Donald Trump's Agenda 47. So, guys, of course, now the media and some liberals out there are complaining about Donald Trump's Agenda 47. Now, it's seemingly the word agenda now just seems to be bad, right? Anytime someone puts agenda in front of something, people are like, look, it's Agenda 2025 or Agenda 47 or Agenda 1, 2, 3, 4, ABC. You know, like shit like that. And people are like, oh my God, it's got to be bad. The word agenda's on it. Not necessarily true. So Agenda 47 is just things that he wants to fix for America. And I think some of Project 2025, he grabbed some of those ideas. As it was stated when Project 2025 was written, it was stated that you could take some things out of this and use it, take the whole thing and use it, take part of it, switch things around. This is what was generally said about Project 2025. And Trump came up with Agenda 47, which again just means the 47th president, nothing secret about that, and that these are the things and the issues he want to fix. Now, I have a list here because I am too stupid to remember all of this shit, offhand. So I have to read a lot of this to you. So now, Agenda 47, guys, is something he's going to implement once he gets into office. I assume his first day, he's going to be signing in a lot of policies on his first day when he gets inaugurated. He's going to put his hand on a book. He's going to be like, yes, protect America. And then off to the White House he goes. And he's going to start his process of changing America or trying to get us back on track. So this is what Donald Trump wants to fix. Education, that's nationwide. He wants to cut federal funding to any schools teaching critical race theory and or woke nonsense. He's looking to support homeschooling and give them up to $10,000 in spending or something like that, or tax-free spending or something like that. But again, he's encouraging homeschooling. Universities, he wants to fix that nonsense. He wants to create a free online American Academy that covers the full spectrum of human knowledge and skills, and not this woke nonsense that a lot of universities are pushing. He wants to levy significant fines on colleges and universities that he believes discriminate against students. Again, the whole woke nonsense. When they have transgender kids coming in and they give them preference, and then any other preference that goes over just a general kid being good and deserving his education, universities are acting stupidly in regards of, let's take the guy with the pink hair and fucking identifies as Susan and a cat, and sometimes marshmallow, because I don't even know what that marshmallow shit is, and I don't want to know. Climate change, he is going to leave the Paris Climate Accord again, and there was some drilling and things like that he's trying to get done so that we can be the ones supplying oil to the rest of the world. Again, I'm not a big fan of the drilling. There should be a better way. Nonetheless, if it pisses off the liberals, I am for it. The Justice Department, Trump has pledged to appoint 100 U.S. attorneys that would be aligned with his policies, investigate some of the left-leaning local district attorneys and politicians. He wants to combat crime nationally. Trump vowed to invest in hiring and retaining police officers and increase their protection from legal liability, push policies like stop and frisk. Now, stop and frisk is wrong, 1,000%. I don't give a fuck how much you like Trump. If you are American and you are for the Constitution, stop and frisk is unconstitutional, period. There are better ways to combat crime. Stop and frisk isn't one of them, because that is just, again, against the Constitution. So there's no wiggle room with that one. I disagree with that one wholeheartedly. Giving cops total immunity, that's bad. And now, he didn't say total immunity, but he wants to give them more immunity. It depends on the crime. There are certain crime, guys, where a cop stops somebody, they get into a fight, and the kid was the cause of that. By all means, let him get his immunity. But if he did some egregious shit, there shouldn't be immunity. So it should be on a case by case. He's making it sound like he wants to do this shit. He wants to give him like a blanket immunity, which is bad. Giving anybody blanket immunity is bad. Immigration. This is the hot topic for the last, 8,000 years. But he wants to prohibit undocumented immigrants from receiving any benefits, and birthright citizenship to children of undocumented immigrants, reinstitute a travel ban from certain countries, and pause refugee admissions, and mandate extreme vetting of foreign nationals. Again, I don't see anything wrong with any of that. The birthright thing, that's and I get it. They don't want anchor babies. So I part of me, if that's how America was built, was foreigners coming here or immigrants coming here having kids, and then that's what it was. But a lot of these people are using that as a tactic to stay here, and even then, the immigrants that came here, they came here legally. They came here through a process. They didn't just show up and go, "Ha, America." They went through a fucking process, and every liberal that brings up the fact that immigrants from the past that came here, they forget the whole part how they came here legally, how they came here through a process. These motherfuckers are jumping over borders and digging tunnels and all kinds of shit to get here. So that's the kind of things that he's trying to stop. The economy. Trump process wants to propose cutting taxes, slash federal regulations, propose baseline tariffs on foreign goods in hopes of spurring American manufacturing. Healthcare. Trump wants to propose requiring federal agencies to buy medicine device manufactured here in the United States, barring federal agencies from other countries from purchasing essential drugs. And that's the problem. A lot of the drugs, especially if there's a shortage in their country or there's a strike or something going on, that shit gets affected, and then there's a shortage here. He wants to make sure that we manufacture as much as we can, especially pharmaceutical drugs, here. Foreign policies and defense. Trump wants European allies to pay back the United States for depleting its military stockpile, but from sending weapons, or because of sending weapons to the Ukraine, he wants the European Union to pay back us, I guess, in cash and or actual weapons. Calling for new restrictions on Chinese-owned infrastructures in the United States. Wants to build a missile defense shield, and looking to end most, and if not all, conflicts that are currently going on. Social Security. Trump has said that there should be no cuts to Social Security or Medicare under any circumstances. He wants to hone in on homelessness. Plans to work with states to ban public camping by homeless people. Calls for creating large tent cities where homeless people would be relocated, and it's designated for them to do so, and not haphazardly popping up all over the fucking place like underneath highways where you do see a lot of these homeless encampments. And Prospect Park, which of course started that big Prospect Park fire because of a homeless encampment there. Also, have doctors and social workers on site, along with expanding mental institutions for homeless people, because a lot of homeless people are psych patients. Not all of them, but a lot of them. You walk around, a lot of these guys walking around, scratching their heads and their balls in the middle of the street, needle hanging out of their arm. Michael Jackson's Puerto Rican. They're just saying some oddball shit. You're like, why? Because they're crazy. And because no one's taking care of them, he's looking to actually solve the problem, instead of the Kamala Harris administration, the Biden administration, that did absolutely nothing. They didn't even have a plan when they came into office. Trump has a plan. And do I agree with everything in his plan? Absolutely not. But you're not supposed to agree with everybody in their plan, because if you do, you're a fucking drone. Transgender right, another hot topic. Calling for healthcare providers providing a gender-affirming care for youths to be terminated from Medicare and Medicaid, meaning that if you want your kid to get their little winky cut off, you're going to have to pay for it yourself. Stripping federal funding from any school where an official or teacher suggests a child could be trapped in the wrong body. Encouraging Congress to pass legislation saying the only gender recognized by the United States are male and female, and they're at their assigned birth. That's it. And again, handling the problem. Because we allow these morons to run away with this shit like a runaway train, this is why we are where we are with this nonsense, where you have people, kids, identifying as a fucking marshmallow. I don't even know how you do. It's gone way too far. Way too far. There was a school that had non-binary transgender kids, and they were saying some oddball shit. I identify as a plant. A plant? Are you fucking kidding? Shame on the parents for, first of all, not acknowledging this shit and carrying this shit on. And I know some parents don't know, because what the kids are doing is they're transgender at school, and at home they're Bobby again. But when they go to school, they're Samantha and a marshmallow. But when they're home, they're Bobby playing video games. So there's a lot of that going on. A lot of these kids, a lot of these parents are not aware of that shit. Trump wants to end all of that. Trump has a plan, and he's going to enact all of it. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with all of it or not, he's going to do something. At least he's doing something. He's not sitting idly by watching migrants come across the border. He's not sitting idly by and watching sex trafficking get out of control. He is, and that's not part of his Agenda 47, he is going to combat sex trafficking. That is one of his things that he is wholeheartedly in on. By anybody caught sex trafficking will probably get the death penalty. Now, again, that's something he threw out there. Let's see if he follows through with that one. That's the most important one for me. Forget everything else. If you could put the fear of God in these people's hearts, you could slow down sex trafficking. You're not going to stop it. You're never going to stop it. But at the very least, you could slow it down because it is at an all-time high. It is disastrously bad. And if he's going to stop it by threatening these people with the death penalty, that's a good fucking start. And he's also focusing on drugs again as well, trying to shut down the drug pipeline leading in and out of this country. He's definitely, guys, going to get a lot of shit done. If he can get the drugs under control and the sex trafficking under control, that's all he needed to do for me. Other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.